Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about how to pay off your house a little bit faster if you can. I started making little videos talking about escrow and inflation versus a house payment and that kind of thing. And I'm getting some comments to let me know that you guys are interested and you want to hear more. And so I decided to continue on this little series of videos. So today I'm going to talk about how to uh, pay off more of your principal so you are not stuck in that 30-year loan or even a 50-year loan. So if you're interested in hearing this topic, then stay tuned. So about principal, I've been in my house for a little over 5 years. And when we first bought this house, our house payment was it was big enough to where we really didn't have any excess to put on our principal only or escrow only payments. So we did what we could do to make the house payment to keep paying the house payment. And I also was watching the interest rates. Um, I was keeping my eyes and ears open about the banks and what the going rate for interest rates were at that time. And the interest rates were about what I was paying, and then they started going a little higher, so we just kind of held tight and continued paying our house payment, the amount we had to pay. And then when the house or the interest rates for houses started dropping, and it was starting to go where we were already at with interest and dipping below that. That's when we contacted our mortgage company and we discussed with them, refinancing our home and what kind of interest rate could there be and this and that. And before I go any further, I just want to remind you all that I am not a professional at this. I am not a real estate agent. I'm not a banker. I'm not a broker. I am not a financial advisor. I am just telling you what we did with our mortgage to make things work for us and to hopefully not be stuck in a home loan for 30 years because I do not want to be 90 years old trying to scrape up a house payment. So these are the tactics that I'm doing to try and get us paid for our house way before that 30 years. So if you're still interested in listening, then please stay tuned. So, uh, anyways, we contacted our mortgage company and talked to them about refinancing and what the interest rates were for us. We were also paying mortgage insurance at the time, and that was hurting us because the mortgage insurance for us was about $175 a month. And if you're not familiar with what mortgage insurance is, maybe you're paying for it and you don't really understand why you're paying for it. Mortgage insurance is not to benefit you, it is to benefit the bank. The bank has an insurance company to make sure that if you don't pay for your home for whatever reason it may be, that this mortgage mortgage insurance company will step in and help the bank get their money. So this mortgage insurance that you're paying is actually benefiting nobody. It's just money that you're throwing out the window, but you have to pay it because when you get into a home, in my case anyways, you had to have 20% down, and we didn't have 20% down, so that's where the mortgage insurance came in. So we were paying mortgage insurance along with, homeowners insurance and all the other things that come along with it. So that's what was making our house payment so high. But after paying our house payment for, I think it was probably about a year, we contacted the bank and they were able to give us a better interest rate. We still had mortgage insurance at that time, but we had a little bit better interest rate. So what I started doing, since we had a little bit of a leeway, not a lot, but we had a little bit, I continued paying that high amount because I knew we could do it. We made it this far. And so I continued paying that much money to the mortgage company for the house. But what I did is that excess went to principal only. And I would split it between principal and escrow. And if you've watched my video I made about escrow, then you'll understand a little bit more about the escrow. So please check out that video if you haven't. But I would pay, like I had $100 extra a month. So I would give maybe $25 to escrow, and the other 75 went to principal only. And that $75 may not seem like a lot, but if you can do that every month, just think how much money you're saving on that $75 that you no longer owe, that they can't add interest to. So, and as your payments keep going, you're going to start getting used to paying that extra money, and you're going to find ways to work it out to make that happen. But you also know that if something in your financial situation ends up happening to where you can't come up with that extra 100, at least you know that you only have to pay this instead of this excess money. So you still have that excess money just in case. But if it's not dire and you really don't need that money, then give it to your principal to help picking away at your principal, because as long as you have principal, you will have interest. And the last thing you want to do is pay the bank more interest than what you already have to pay them for your house. So anyway, we refinanced this house a couple times. And also, I might say, with refinancing, there is fees. They added about $7,000 to our principal that we already owed. But to us, it was worth it because it still dropped our house payment a little bit better to make our money a little bit more freer, to where we were still able to now make our money work for us a little bit better. And we've refinanced this house, I think, about 3 times. And we're not going to refinance for a long time now because we're at a comfortable rate. We're at a comfortable interest rate, and we're at a comfortable house payment, but we still pay the amount we had to pay when we first got the house. But instead of only $400 going to principal, we now have more like $800 going to principal because we continue to pay that extra money. But instead of giving it all to the bank to figure out, oh, well, here's more interest and here's more this. No, you make your payment of what the bank really wants you to pay that month for your house payment. And that excess that you have worked so hard on over the last few years to refinance your home and saving money however you can goes to principal only and escrow only. And you will find that you will be shaving off years off of your 30-year loan. And if you haven't refinanced, or you're thinking about refinancing, but you're not quite sure, just keep in mind, I don't know what the fees are for each individual. I just know what we had to pay, and we haven't refinanced for a couple years because we're comfortable where we're at now, and there's no way they're going to be able to meet our interest rates now. And so these are tactics and things that I did to get us where we are today. But for those of you out there that are just, fresh into a house, or maybe you're not in a house, but you're thinking about buying a house and you don't understand, or you want to understand how this is all going to work, then, I hope I'm able to give you some information that can help you, or some tips that you might be able to try to help you lower your house payment over a period of time. This isn't something that takes overnight. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication to make sure that you can scrape up that money. And so if you do refinance and you get your house payment smaller, just because you have that extra money, my advice, what I would do is I would continue giving that money to the bank, but you want to make sure it's a principal only payment and or an escrow only payment. Whatever is going to work for you. I don't know what your financial situation is, but whatever is going to work for you. And trust me, you will shave years off of your loan for your home. So I hope I explained everything enough, for you guys to understand. If you have any questions, leave a comment below and I will try my best to answer. And again, I am not a professional. This is just the way that I've done things with our mortgage, and it has worked out for us, and it has really helped us succeed. We've been able to pay off a few years of what we owe, and we've only been here a little over 5 years, but it's working out. And I hope that my way of doing things can help someone else out there that's trying to pay for a house, or if you're trying to look for a house, and again, you're trying to figure out how you would juggle all of that. Well, hopefully, I've been able to answer some of your questions and help you out. So that's all I have for now. I was going to do yard work today, but the weather outside can't decide whether it's going to stop raining or not. So I figured I'd make another video, and hopefully I answered your questions. But leave a comment down below. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and share this video to other people that you think may need the information. Okay, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.